那是什么？有点感兴趣。归期尚浅。
我应自行启动。
Hello everyone, I just wanted to say that during this recording I think that my voice was very soft, so I don't think you can even hear me at all. But I'll just make a voiceover for it instead. Oh, the match just started. You already stunned my Firefly. But, so here's the good thing. If you don't have Locha, this one will be a different kind of hell. You should at least put Ho-Ho or someone who can cleanse buff and smack as much effect rest as humanly possible.
不知我们见过了，放弃吧。
已就位，进攻。
Even with Firefly, I think you should focus on the minions first, the small little bugs. Because the boss he has 3 times the weakness E. So breaking him early on is just not viable even with an E6 Firefly, E6, what's her name, Fugui, Fugue, it's not possible. Doesn't matter how hard you try, it's not possible in the first turn. There's also one more very important thing. You want to try your best to have everyone's ultimates at 0, not max. So that once the weakness break comes by, you'll actually have all 4 ultimates again. This is quite important in dealing with this stupid bug. You can hear a little bit of my voice in the background because my Firefly kept getting stunned. Honestly, this is like one of the more, I'd say, truthful recordings of the match against the Swan bug thingy. Because this bug, each one of them has a chance to stun you. And not getting stunned in the first or second or third round of your team's cycle, it's not really that realistic. Even with 80% effect rest, I tried with a Clara team before. My Locha, Clara has around 90% effect rest respectively. And they still got stunned during the first cycle of their action. So if you see any like the recording of this fight and nobody got stunned, then that is just not a real way to play this boss fight. You are going to get stunned, so you must bring a cleanse. And also, I was like checking for Fugui's ultimate to see if I can get her if I break at least 2 of the little minion things. But yeah, it's not possible. The boss is going to get stunned anyway, so I just opted to just hit the boss. Once the boss is broken, you just focus on hitting the boss so that at least, I'd say minimum of 3 or 2 of the small minion things, you need to have it spawn, or not you're not going to be able to clear it on time. I also did a few small mistakes here. I'm supposed to wait until Fugui's turn is over before I ult with her, but I ended up just ulting beforehand. It did save a little bit of the action value, but it's not a good play. Okay, now for the second phase, they are gonna drop the red colored bug. Whatever you do, these red colored bugs need to go. You do not want it to explode because this guy has an even higher chance to stun your team, and it's a really annoying stun. You do not want this one. You must kill this bug, the red color bug. If I say so myself, one of the best characters for this boss is actually Locha. I don't know why, but his auto heal is one of the best, and also when you get stunned, the bugs will have a high chance of auto targeting the character that has been stunned. I think it's around 90% chance. If I remember correctly, yeah, it's around 90% chance. I've been playing for a long time, and most of the time the one who gets stunned, they'll automatically attack the guy who was stunned. So your chance of dying is quite high. Now here I noticed that I'm actually in a little bit of a bad place. I could use my support skill or I just attack with Fugui. I'm not sure which one to do at this point. Both is okay, but I think attacking first is better than using his skill. And as you can see, I aimed for both of the red colored bugs because I know one of them is going to go and explode in my face. That's the last thing I want. Also, I'm not sure about the pattern for the spawning of the red colored bugs. Sometimes I can get a whole screen filled with the purple colored bugs, and sometimes I actually got a full screen 4 of the red color bugs. I'm not sure why it's the odds of spawning the red color and the purple color bugs on the second phase. Another small mistake here, I'm supposed to ult after Firefly's turn, but I ulted on Firefly's turn. It's wrong. The game plan is still the same. Focus on the small minions while you try to attack the boss by a little bit so that the minions will continue spawning. It's quite important to have as many minions as possible, but man, I hate the red color bugs. I have trauma from them. So actually here, a lot of people could run, I'd say, Acro on the first team as well. It's actually possible, but I wouldn't recommend because your damage is kind of dependent on being able to stall the bugs. You don't want the bugs to attack you, and the odds of Acro not being able to break the bugs is quite high as well. So try to use a team that can actually break the bugs so that you don't get stunned as well. So using Herta is actually a good idea, but I have a problem. I don't have any other erudition character at all. I only have Himeko. Himeko is absolutely worthless for this boss. I've tried. It's horrible. I've tried with Qingque. No, not Qingque. The gambling addict, the gambling gremlin, and I still lost. It's not good at all. Because Qingque needs a lot of the skill points, and the team that I was running with Sparkle, it did not have enough skill points apparently, so I still cannot clear this boss with that team. So if you have a good erudition character, D Herta or Jade or the king himself, I forgot his name. I'm just gonna call him King Yuan. Yeah, King Yuan. Yes, use them instead of the Firefly team. The Firefly team is okay, but I feel like having erudition characters is way better for this fight, which I do not have access to. Also, the mistake was I actually put Foxian Prayer on Fugui, but I did not get her action again on the next turn because I didn't manage to break the enemy. So yeah, we lost about 50 action value just from that. It's so dumb of me. So now, I shall introduce you to a masterpiece type of team. This is just Kafka, Black Swan, Robin and Lynzr. All of them do not have their weapons. Most of them are E0 except for Black Swan. Black Swan is E1. They don't have weapons, and only Black Swan has a constellation. So we just see what happens. So another fun thing is actually Lynzr is built as a DPS. So yeah, there is no break effect Lynzr here. This is just a DPS Lynzr. So here I was checking which flower to break because I forgot which one is not the break effect one. The yellow color flower, I mean lotus, is the one that you want to focus on breaking or killing with your bot teams, okay? This is very important. And here, I could just basic attack with Black Swan, but I chose to use her skill instead because the skill puts the defense down, which is more important than getting the Kafka energy up. So here's another thing, I just got Lynzr as well, so I completely forgot how to use her. I do not know how to use her actually. This is like my first or second time trying Lynzr. Okay, now the priority is actually, I would say, the yellow lotus first, then the purple lotus, and then the boss. 80,000 damage by just killing a lotus is pretty decent, and also it helps with breaking the boss as well, which this team lacks. Also, there's one more thing. I think my Lynzr build is a bit wrong. I didn't put the correct weapon on her. The light cone on her is it gives 4 energy each time you use skill, and this team comp does not have enough skill points for that, so it's wrong weapon to use. So now whenever the boss summons 4 of her flowers, she goes into the toughness protection state again, and during this time you still focus on the yellow flowers and get as fast as possible to get the full stack for it. I think it was 5 stack? I forgot. Should be 5 stacks. So you try to kill as many yellow flowers during the first phase as possible because the second phase is even more annoying. I think other than that, as long as you manage to clear out the flowers, killing the boss is not that hard. During the first break, I think you can get her into the second phase immediately with a dot team, even though my dot team is kinda garbage. The pattern for this boss is quite literally the same. Just keep breaking the flowers and then hit her, then break the flowers and hit her again. And by the time you have around 5 or 6 stacks, your dots will deal like nearly 100,000, just one proc. And then the extra proc dot from the passive of the whole run, I guess like the passive buff that you get when you choose, is really strong as well. I think it's around 60% dot damage per hit on a weakness broken enemy. So I really recommend this one. It's really good. As long as you have Kafka, not much can go wrong with your dot team. You should be able to clear around 3,000 plus, which is quite a lot. Okay, here is something very funny. I do not understand how Lynzr works, as you remember. And I was like wondering, why is my Robin going to die? Then I see the stacks is at 0. And I also thought her ultimate gives her the stack, but no, it just action advances the Fu Yuan, the rabbit of hers. And you must actually use her skill. I'm like, oh, so that's how it works. On my part, that was kind of brain damage to me to not read her skills. So yeah guys, if you're new to Lynzr, yes, remember, the Fu Yuan only exists if you use her skill. Yeah, remember that, don't be me. Here, I ulted with her instead of using her skill. It's so pain to watch. As you can see, with just top team, you can actually one cycle, I would consider it one cycle, as in one toughness break cycle to kill the boss. And actually that's pretty good in my honest opinion. So in the second phase, she has a few more brand new moves. She has more AoE damage, which can give your team more energy as long as you don't die. She'll collect your team together and use her flowers to hit you. And this will remove all the flowers on the field, and then during her turn she'll spawn new flowers. And if this happens to you, it's very bad. It's going to waste at least 100 or 200 action value just to break the flowers again. The way you avoid the AoE flower attack is to weakness break the flower, all of them. Even if you leave 2 of the flowers, those 2 flowers will get used in her AoE attack. So you need a lot of AoE damage for this game mode as well. I absolutely despise this game mode. This is one of the hardest game mode out there. My Kafka didn't have enough of the ult points, but see her hands there? She's gonna hit us and give us energy. Honestly, Lynzr for this game mode is really good. She has a lot of heals, a lot of AoE damage, and she has cleanse, which is really good. I'm like trying to figure out how to break all of the flowers before the AoE procs here, so it should be fine if you have like Swan and Kafka together, because their amount of toughness break should be enough to at least break 2 flowers minimum. I used Robin's ult early on because I want her damage, and also I do not want to risk accidentally breaking the enemy before Robin is in her concerto mode. Here I should have pressed the ult on Kafka, but I didn't manage to press it. So yeah, press the ult, guys. I was like thinking they should actually kill at least one of the flowers and get her into weakness break, but none of the flowers died. So here I'm left with Robin before her enemy turn starts again, which is very annoying. and Robin managed to secure the kill with her basic attack. Once the boss is weakness broken, you can just do any style of method to clear the boss. You can use both the ult before using Robin, or use Robin first and then ult with the damage dealers. But whichever you do, it actually doesn't matter. Even without Constellation, for the second team is actually really strong. For the dot team, they can clear this boss quite easily. I just made a few mistakes and that cost a few hundred action value. I say about 150 action value if I checked properly. But what you need to know is that even though my Firefly is stacked, she is E2 with a weapon, Fugoi is E2 with a weapon, Run Mei with a weapon, E1, and Locha is Locha, just E0S0 doesn't have a weapon. They barely did better than the dot team. They didn't even do that much well. Bye bye guys, hopefully it was enjoyable. Bye bye.